Hey, have you ever heard of buffering? Buffering is when you use something external to change the way that you feel emotionally. So let me explain. We all want to feel great all the time, right? I certainly do. So when life is going well and I'm happy and joyful and energetic and connected, that's wonderful. But there are times of the day where we sometimes don't feel great. We might feel sad or angry or overwhelmed or tired or frustrated. And those negative emotions aren't fun to feel. And sometimes when we're feeling these negative emotions, we'll turn to a buffer to lessen the intensity of them. What are buffers? Well, common ones are like eating food. Now, food in itself isn't bad, but oftentimes when we're buffering, we're not choosing great food, and we might be overeating the food that we are choosing to suppress those negative emotions. Sometimes it's scrolling social media. Now, again, social media isn't bad to check, but sometimes we get on there for way too long because we're avoiding something else, right? It can be Netflix binging. It's okay to watch some Netflix from time to time, but if you binge an entire series in one day instead of doing your work or whatever you had planned for the day, that might be an excessive buffer. And the thing is, buffers can keep us from where you really want to go in life. There's two parts of our brain. There's really more than that, but for the sake of this video, let's talk about two. There's the prefrontal cortex, and that's the evolved part of our brain that has big goals and big plans. And then we have this like primitive part of our brain that wants what it wants and wants it now. It's kind of like the unreasonable toddler, right? And we all have both of them. So we make these big goals and these big plans, and then we encounter a negative emotion and all the big plans go out the window, and we just go to the toddler inside of us and we just have what we want, and we just deserve it and we want it and we're going to have it, right? So, what can you do? Well, the first step is what you're already doing right now is awareness. Now you've heard of this and you're aware of it. And the first step is just to recognize how you buffer, how or when you buffer. What are your triggers and what are your go tos? You don't have to do anything different than just notice it. Then you can insert a second step, which is to kind of pause when you see yourself doing it. It could be in the middle of buffering, it could be right when you're getting ready to buffer. And you can ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? I know my primitive brain is saying so, but is this really what I want for my life? Because the other option instead of buffering is just to feel the negative emotion. Negative emotions are kind of like a bully. When you stand up to them, they kind of go away pretty quickly. So when you just feel it, like get into your body and think, what does this feel like right now? It sometimes feels uncomfortable in your stomach or a little racy in your heart. And you just breathe into it and let it go away. And it often does very, very quickly. So yeah, buffering is real. We all do it. My go-tos are like, I don't know, when I'm overwhelmed or frustrated. I sometimes want to go to sugar and eat more sugar than I want, and that doesn't keep me in line with my bigger goals for my health. Another go-to buffer for me is social media. I get on social media from time to time, but I don't like to spend hours on there. And sometimes I will get on there and stay for way too long because I'm trying to avoid something else. So don't avoid, deal with it, and just don't buffer your life away because that negative emotion comes back even stronger than ever if not dealt with head on. Okay. Have a great day. Hope this helps. Bye.